And welcome to this particular session. You will all agree with me that technology plays a significant role and has a profound impact on mankind. But specifically, deep tech, we are talking about technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotics, and so on, and machine learning, and so on and so forth. They have brought in a step change into the way we live, in the way we go about doing our things, and the society in general has significantly benefited from these deep technologies. So, just an incident that I would like to relate to you about. Just last weekend, I was at my cousin's place. I did see a water purifier in there, and that was an IoT-enabled water purifier. So it was basically monitoring the condition of the water that it was dispensing, the quantity of the water it was dispensing, and more importantly, it was monitoring the condition of the filters. So when it was time for the replacement of the filters, the company sent over a technician and had it replaced and such. So something as simple as that to something which I am more familiar with the background that I have at Moog and in the aerospace industry, a lot in terms of prognostic health monitoring and all the systems that are on a complicated aircraft platform. The prognostic health monitoring basically detects the condition of the systems that are on the aircraft and does timely removal and replacement, or even if the aircraft is in flight before it lands, the engineers on ground are already aware of what the issues are with the particular aircraft and that particular system, so they have the replacement parts readily available. So there's a wide spectrum in terms of what technology does, and specifically the newer technologies such as artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. So without much ado, then I would like to call upon the first speaker, Mr. Subir Dhar. He's the Director, IoT Works, and Head of Business Development for the APAC region at HCL Technologies. Subir's specialization is in the area of Internet of Things and with a specific focus on manufacturing and utilities. So Subir, I welcome you to the stage, and I would like to hear from you in terms of what is it that technology can do for our society and for the mankind. Welcome, Sudhir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this occasion and the opportunity to uh, present here in this forum. And I really like to uh, thank all the organizers and other speakers for their wonderful inputs. Um, in the coming few minutes, maybe a couple of minutes, I would like to share some of the perspective from a system integrator like HCL as to how we work with this in the industry, as well as identify the various areas where we are working to help uh, improve the world, or for example, or how we are, you can say, uh, contributing to the good of the world. So I just took an approach that uh, okay. It's not moving. Okay, I think okay. Yeah. So first of all, I wanted to share that the topic is about doing good, or technology, deep technology for good. So first of all, I thought, let me understand, let me think through about what all is to be covered under good. So I actually looked at the various ways the industry as well as the world is looking towards the different areas of doing good. So as you would know that the world over, there is now the focus on the sustainable development goals. Okay, so Yeah, there are United Nations has come up with Sustainable Development Goals, which is a very vast range of doing things. Like, on one hand you have got the improving the reducing the hunger, or decreasing the poverty, or for example how to improve the water, how and then about looking at ways to improve the climate. I mean, so because of the water, the other resources, etc. So that is the way I have taken that, how what all the areas that actually technology can help. Okay, so so we looked at that, and then we find that there are various technology areas that are impacting, or which can have an impact in improving the world. And here we can see, technology, of course, has a great responsibility in actually improving. And then the different technologies which are emerging, I would put it like that, not the deep technology, but the other emerging technologies. In a way, there are around 10 to 12 technologies which are making a great impact. And these can be in the areas of artificial intelligence, or augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, blockchain, etc. And since I work in the area of Internet of Things, I have tried to take a view how it can impact the different areas. And one area I'm trying to point it out is about how it is addressing the climate change. Okay. Yeah. So if you see, I understand that many of the viewers here, many of the people participating in this forum are from the real estate, or facilities, or large infrastructure area. I try to take that point, and we find that about 12% of the global the U.S. greenhouse emissions is related to the commercial and residential estates and properties. And then I thought that the various areas that the technology can impact is about if we look at the smart buildings and smart water. In our work in the industry, we find that the two areas where a lot of work is happening, and we find that a lot of improvements are there, the use cases are there in the area of smart buildings, is about the different areas are air quality monitoring, energy water management, smart lighting, and then you can say smart elevators, and then microgrids, etc. And we have been working in the area of smart water. We work with quite a lot of utilities. In fact, what we are finding that in the global arena, that since water is such an important area, and there is going to be a great shortage across the world. Different utility companies are seeing how to apply the deep technology for providing better quality of water, and make water available to the citizens. So some of the areas that we are seeing in the case of water is about how to prevent the leakage, because a lot of water is wasted. Lot of water is wasted because of leakage in the pipes and all, and there is no way to actually many times detect where the leakage is happening and how to bring it down. So using machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc., there is a way to actually reduce the water wastage. Then we are also saying that a lot of water, a lot of energy is consumed in actually. So lot of energy is actually wasted in transporting water. As you would know, across the world, a lot of water is being pumped. So how do you optimize the energy consumption in water transportation? So that is another use case that we are seeing. And then finally, we see other areas of predictive analytics, etc., for managing the pump and other infrastructure in water. I'll come to the next area. See, one area that you look at is when you have a lot of infrastructure available, and you would like to make the best use of technology to actually monitor the various facilities, the various energy consumption points, water consumption points. So one of the work that we are doing, and I'll just share in brief, is one of our customers, which is Philips from HCL, is we have set up a remote operation center in Bangalore, which actually, from where we actually monitor millions of lights across the world. And in fact, Philips has actually provided the smart lighting at most of the all of the you can say the wonders of the world. right? So if you happen to see Paris, this Eiffel Tower in Paris or Louvre Museum, etc., you will find all the smart lights. These are actually monitored out of India. So from here, actually, we monitor the lights and find out the ways to actually ensure that all the lights are on throughout. Because the service levels have to be so high that no lights are actually ever out of order. Okay, so this is an application which we feel that from the large facilities, you can actually monitor all the such devices, etc., to ensure that these uptimes are there, high efficiencies are maintained. Okay, so I'll move to the next point. What are the key messages I wanted to share? One is that there is an endless possibility. Okay, with the deep technology, there are various means that actually you can come up with newer and newer use cases and actually help reduce the carbon footprint for that is going to impact one of the key elements of the SDGs, which is related to climate change. Second one is, I would say, that create the infrastructure. So many companies, I'll find that while you have to apply the newer technologies, but first of all, there is a need for actually creating the infrastructure. When I say creating the infrastructure, it is about the sensors, the platforms, etc., that makes the infrastructure. Okay, then only you can build the solution. Third point I want is business model. There is a gentleman by the name Jigar Shah, whom I am influenced a lot in the area of sustainability, and he has said that technology is very much available today. Okay, lot of technology is available. What is needed is creating the right business models. Okay, so with actually matching the commercial models, the business models, and technologies, we can create solutions which can actually help it in applying the right technologies, right emerging technologies for actually getting, you can say, reducing the carbon footprint for organizations and individuals, and help about actually bringing about the change in the world. So I'll conclude with this. Thank you.
Hemant, thank you very much.
Subir.
Thank you very much for the very informative session. Of specific interest to, I think, all of us is the concept of the smart cities and the smart buildings, and especially the work that HCL is doing in the areas of conservation of water and electricity and optimizing the resource. So thank you very much for that. Thanks for this innovative session.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.